No drunk drivers. We all the way live. Yeah, we all the way live. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and others caught up in a gambling scandal, as you all have heard. Also, there's some heat coming down on UFC, Dana White, and its fighters. I'm not here to talk about the details of each case. I'm just here to give my opinion on the causes of this. And is it political? Is it political? First, I don't know why. And then it was the mob or something like that, something being associated with the mob. I'm like, wow, we got all of these faces, all of these people involved in this gambling scandal, violation, or whatever you want to call it, but only the basketball players are being named. Yes, I know they are associates of the NBA. I understand that. But at the same time, I mean, I'm curious about the mob. I didn't know. I mean, I'm from the South and we hear about the mob, but I didn't know that they were still relevant. I guess they are. Hearing that they are part of this gambling fiasco. But why, oh, why, out of all people, to be the face of this thing, I have to say it, the black guys, for some reason, are always the face of most topics. It seems like nobody likes us. Well, I don't want to say that, but we're always the focal point of anything. I haven't heard anything about John Elway and his vehicle wreck, I believe, that caused a death, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, I'm going to look it up right now. As we speak, I'm going to type in John Elway. No, this is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, legend. Everybody know who he is. I want to say he's a owner or a majority owner, I believe. John Elway accident. Let's type it in. Hmm. I'm sorry. Hold up, man. Oh no. Here we go. I should have had his name in the title. John Elway golf cart. This is from the Sporting News. John Elway golf cart accident. Latest updates on crash that killed Hall of Famer's former agent. So he had a crash. And this stated that Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback John Elway, and this is written by Gilbert McGregor. Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback John Elway was the driver of a golf cart involved in an accident that caused a fatal brain injury to his business partner and former agent, Jeff Spurbeck, as first reported by TMZ. He was 62 years old. Spurbeck and the two-time Hall of Famer were involved in a crash the afternoon of Saturday, April 26th at the Madison Club in La Quinta, California. He is known for having played for integral role in Elway's legendary playing career and representing a large number of professional athletes. Spurbeck died as a result of injuries sustained in a golf cart accident Saturday, April 26 with Elway. The doctor said he suffered a traumatic brain injury after taking a serious fall from the back of a moving cart that Elway was driving. The fall caused Spurbeck to hit his head on the asphalt, causing those with him to seek immediate help. Elway was reportedly at the wheel after he, Spurbeck, and their spouses had attended a party together. There's been no indication that Elway was negligent operating the cart. He was the one who called 911 in frantic effort to save his friends. All right, I'm just going over. You can read the article yourself, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm stating something that is facts. Yet you have to dig this up. This did not make mainstream news. It's not been heavily covered. Um, but it just seems like we can go with Vince McMahon and his scandal. Uh, when Dana White slapped his wife. I mean, it kind of made news, but they touched on it a little bit and it just went away. This gambling thing is widespread. Uh, why? Now, is it political? I'll just stick to the title, then I'll give my further thoughts. Do I think it's political? Yes. I believe it's all political. This is not what voters have spent time voting, spending their tax dollars, citizens spending their tax dollars on wanting to stop gambling or make sure gambling or curtail all of the bogus behavior in gambling across the country. I don't think that's at the top of any American citizen's priority. Yet it was at the top of headlines and news and all these things. And I remember they have somebody in the Trump's administration. I think the head of security. I forgot his name, Patel or something like that. And I see them parading around as if this is some big thing. What does this have to do with the price of eggs, as they say? Right? For those of you who do not know what that phrase means, it's basically like, hey man, what does that have to do with the real stuff that go on? Now, am I saying that Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier are they innocent? No, I'm not saying they're innocent. I don't even know if they're guilty. Right now, I just think they've been charged, but so far they have not had their day in court, and we shall see whenever that happens. But everybody seems to believe that the FBI, oh man, they don't make any mistakes and yada yada yada, and talking about their success rates. Okay, for one, this is gambling. Whoop de doo. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not a gambler, so I don't have that much interest in stopping gambling or not so much stopping gambling or just making sure that gambling is on the up and up. I'm just not into it. And what else did you expect from gambling? Being a primary somebody in gambling, let's say a casino head or whoever the people in charge of gambling, that being their primary source of income or that's their main job. Gamblers and gambling and things like that, I kind of lump that in with strip club activities, something like a strip club. What else do you expect to go on in these types of environments? What else? I don't expect those environments to be on the up and up. That's not where I'm going to asking people for any type of concrete advice or this is the place where I'm going to find wholesome people in casinos and strip clubs and bars or even just a club in general. I mean, what else did you expect? And so for this to take and utilize taxpayers' dollars on gambling, okay, all right, I guess. All right. I mean, technically, if they are found to be guilty, you found somebody who was breaking the law, but it just seems like this is a ruse, some type of distraction to take your mind off of handling more significant things, issues that this country is dealing with. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the NBA and people who are associated with the NBA, which is primarily blacks, but they do have a lot of white constituents. But NBA, if I'm not mistaken, they, if I had to guess, I would say that they're largely Democratic. And of course, we know that they're Republicans are the ones in office right now. So, with how the NBA has been outspoken in the past about things, and they probably have not aligned themselves with the Republican agenda, it just seems to me that they went on this witch hunt to, hey, I'm going to take you down. You wasn't with us in the past. Now I'm going to be a thorn in your behind because your group seems to have a lot of influence on the Democratic Party. So now we're going to sully your name and sully your reputation so that in the upcoming future elections, we can taint you all's reputation. And Chauncey Billups was a person that always had a pretty good reputation for the most part. Uh, yeah, so I just don't think that it's a coincidence that uh, now all of a sudden the FBI and whatever law enforcement agency has made this a priority. But for what? Who's doing this? Why? Why do we even? I don't want to say well, why do we even care, but I mean, hey, I mean, like I said, what else did you expect? So yes, it is political. Another reason I believe it is political because now the Democrats are taking aim. So UFC and Dana White, that kind of goes hand in hand, right? And you see President Trump always, like he's in almost, I don't want to say a business partner with Dana White, but Dana has, he's always made it be known that, hey, this is the side that I'm rocking with. He's just like how the NBA has somewhat made it known that, hey, we're primarily Democrat. I think UFC is on the opposite end of that. There's always going to be a yin and yang. It's always going to be hot. There's always going to be cold. So the UFC seems to have partnered themselves up with the Republican Party, which is led by Donald Trump, and now they're under investigation under the same thing, gambling. So this is the Democratic, hey, you're going after my guys, I'm going to go after your guys. But I mean, all right, and that's why I think it's political. There's gambling in anything. Gambling has always been around. Casinos are everywhere, in the states that it's legal. And I'm sure that if the FBI had decided to do this decades earlier, you would come up with the same results. So that's why I'm begging the question, why now? What changed? And to have somebody in the presidential cabinet toting around as if hey, look at me. I'm doing good work here. See, look at what we've accomplished. That's all I'm seeing, but it's nothing more than it's just a, hey, look at me. See, it's almost like what do they call a secondary prize? No, nobody really cares about that. So it I would say it probably makes Republicans and people who voted Republican feel good that you're sullying a primarily Democratic league or Democratic representatives. Um, but what the hell is that doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the price of eggs are still sky high. I'm sure the economy is still trash, right? Taxes and all these other things, the housing market. These are the stuff that your typical citizen is more concerned with, not with gambling. Gambling? All right. Whoop de doo. Oh, they're not being honorable gamblers. I don't think it's a such thing as an honorable gambler. I mean, yes, I guess if you just go by the letter of the rules, it should be somewhat honorable, but who in the hell is going to, who do you think is involved in gambling? Who do you, and it's crazy that they're so involved in gambling, and yet they tote around as being, this angelic Christians, and so what are you worried about what they're doing in gambling? What it's the Christian way? You want to make gambling the Christian way? Well, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It doesn't move the needle for me. It doesn't signify like, hey, we're moving in the right direction. It does nothing. It does nothing. Okay, you found some people uh loading, cheating and gambling, and possibly rigging NBA games. So what? Hey, I get it. I'm not. And it kind of just. I've always thought that America, in general, they care more about sports than real issues. Sports is borderline sacred in this country. It really is. I mean, if you really think about it, they always say that more bloodshed has been caused through religion, religion differences. And you see people in other countries, they go to war over their differences of religious opinions. In this country, sports, I'm not saying that people are losing their lives, which they have lost their lives. You can get beaten just by rooting for a different sports team. That's why I don't attend football games. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. If you have not attended a football game and you may think I'm going over the top, then go attend a football game and then wear the opposing team jersey. Go into the home team area, then wear the opposing team jersey. You might not make it out without, for sure, you're probably going to get um, verbally abused, but there's a good chance you will probably get physically abused as well, just by wearing another team's jersey. I don't get it. It's a lot of loud, obnoxious, drunk people that attend these games, and it's supposed to be a family environment, but there's nothing family friendly about attending a sports event. That's just what it is, and I really do think that all of this stuff is nothing but a political charade, just to show, hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing. See, I'm not wasting your tax dollars. See, we're bringing the bad guys down and we're bringing them to justice. But I see right through it. It's nothing more than a political tactic that they're using to stall time and to try to cover up or mask or distract the citizens from the more important issues. That's it. That's my take. It's late night. Hey, Lakers won since we're talking about sports. It was a nail biter. Um, and I'm doing this video because I'm probably going to start another YouTube channel. It's going to be more geared towards topics like this, because this I can just go on, boom, 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 and it's nonstop. Have fresh new content every week, almost daily. There's something in the news that I see on sports that I can talk about from a different angle. And yeah, so I think that's it, man. I just wanted to give my take on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Till next time, peace.